Journaling. It's one of my favorite forms of therapy, and because my long-term memory often plays tricks on me, it is my trusted form of fact-checking my emotions. Hello, my name is Sarah, and in my videos I talk about self-development, financial education, and life lessons I've learned in my 27 years. One of the great things about journaling is the documentation of life lessons, and I have a lot of that because I've been keeping a journal since I was 13. There were years of being on and off, and unfortunately, nearly all of my dramatic preteen angst is well documented. The journals sit in my childhood room that now is my little sister's, and it turns out that she reads them for her own entertainment and my mortification. Despite the embarrassing things I would have preferred to have left forgotten, I love journaling still. I write nearly every day, and by having the habit of always finding something in my day that is noteworthy, I've become better at articulating what I'm feeling when I'm venting or stressed. Whenever a friend or anyone I know is going through a rough time with lots of anxiety or stress, I urge them to start keeping a journal. I have two reasons for this. The first is that we often miss or forget a lot of details when our focus is on the one thing that is causing our stress or anxiety. So writing during these times can give us little spots of brightness, because when we read them back later, there might be an entry about how you're scared you might lose your job, but then you've also noted that you went for coffee with a friend and it made you feel a lot better. That coffee date was probably entirely insignificant, and you would have forgotten if not for the little blurb you wrote. The second reason journaling is important and beneficial is that most of us feel inclined to write only when things are bad, but then we end up with these books highlighting only the negative parts of our lives. So with the daily or frequent journaling, we get into the habit of writing the good and the bad, and soon you start realizing that give or take a few seasons in life, the good always outweighs the bad. There are usually 3 different reasons I hear in regards to why journaling doesn't work for someone. I've tried before and I can't stick to it. I don't know what to write about, or I can only write a couple of things, but then I start judging myself, so I stop. Now, I'm a big believer that not everything is for everyone, and journaling might not be for you. That's okay. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you're either interested in starting to journal again or just getting started. If you are someone who has tried journaling over the years on and off and you find you can't stick to it, you might be looking at it as a chore rather than a habit. If writing feels like it's a chore that you have to do at the end of every day, it's not going to feel good when you do it, even if it was therapeutic. Instead, you want it to become a habit, like waking up and brushing your teeth, turning on the coffee and having a glass of water, or sitting down after dinner and turning on the TV, something you do with hardly thinking about it. A YouTuber I follow, Nicole Emily, recently posted a video about making your habits stick, and one thing she mentioned was decision fatigue. Leaving things to the end of the day often means they just don't get done, because our motivation to decide to do them wilts and dies, and we'd rather do anything else than the thing we were so excited about that morning. So make journaling one of the first things you do in the morning. It's so relaxing to sit down in a silent house with everyone else sleeping and getting to slowly wake up to your thoughts on paper. If you can't make the morning work for you, I'd suggest setting aside 2 days a week where you do something relaxing. You just make a cup of tea, maybe have a bath and light a candle, or do a facial or something like that, and journal at that point. If you're enjoying the video so far, give it a thumbs up to let me know, or if you're not enjoying it, give it a thumbs down. I know a lot of people struggle with what to write about, and I'll admit it does feel sort of boring to just write about your breakfast and what the weather is going to be like. But I also think that those are great things to write about if you're trying to start the habit of frequent journaling. Make it into a bit of a gratitude journal. So instead of having a journal full of "This morning I ate oatmeal for breakfast. The sky is clear and it's not windy today," you could try making the list and writing, "I am thankful for my nutritious oatmeal that I had for breakfast. I'm grateful for the fact that I can afford healthy food. I'm grateful for my job that provides me with a sustainable income. I'm grateful for this beautiful day of warmth and sunshine." When you start with a gratitude list, you could really write forever, because you start with one basic thing like the clothes you're wearing and then think, how did I get this? Well, I was able to move my body and walk through the mall, and I have a job that provides me with income to spend as I wish. When you get comfortable seeing all your blessings in front of you written down, you can start journaling thoughts and feelings a lot easier. The hardest thing about writing out your thoughts, though, is the feeling of, what if someone else reads this? Well, you're not Anne Frank or Laura Ingalls, so I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but most likely no one is going to read your journal, unless you leave them at your parents' house and your little sister finds them. That's always a possibility. Even if you aren't concerned about someone else reading your journal, It can be really daunting to know that you could go back and read your thoughts. When we feel this way, we tend to censor ourselves and the words we write become stiff and sort of edited. If you find yourself judging or editing as you write, I suggest free flow writing. This is a really wonderful way to allow a connection between your cognitive mind and your intuitive mind. To get to this point, you want to set a timer for a few minutes. It can be 3, 5, 10, whatever you feel comfortable with, that might challenge you but not overwhelm you. Find a time and a space where you ideally won't be interrupted for the length of the timer, and you just write. If you have a topic to write about, it's best because your mind has already been rolling it around for a while. So when you give it free rein to just pour out onto the page, unedited and uncensored, it will feel really natural and liberating. The biggest thing here is to write until the timer goes off. You can write longer if you found the flow, but don't stop before. I love writing first thing in the morning because the house is quiet and the brain is still soft and in that gentle frame of mind. It's a little easier to write your thoughts and feelings and emotions when you just let go and let your mind control the pen rather than the hand. I'm going to link an article down below that speaks about free flow writing if you want a little more information. And I'll also link the video from Nicole Emily if you'd like to see something about making your habits stick. It was a really good video. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Leave me a comment down below and tell me, do you keep a journal or have you in the past? What is your favorite part about journaling and what's the biggest struggle you find with it? If you enjoyed this video and you're still here, please click the thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. Clicking the little bell will notify you with an email every time I post, so that's a really good option if you're not really on YouTube all that often, but you really want to not miss a single video of mine. You can follow me on Instagram or Pinterest if you would like to see more of me, and that is all for today. My name is Sarah, and thank you so much for being here with me today on Sarah Refined. If you haven't seen my last video on feeling behind in life when you're definitely not, you can click the link right there and I'll include it there. So I will see you in that video or in the next one.